we didn't recognize initially. Our own beautiful, delectable former Deputy Governor of Enugu State, Her Excellency Mrs. Cecilia Ezilo. She's here. Welcome, ma. We also have Mrs. Adenike Ajala, Director NECA, representing DG NECA. Mr. Wale Smart Oyerinde, you're also welcome. And we're going to start with the goodwill messages. First off, we're going to call our very own intelligent, exuding with knowledge, always humble, down to earth, and easy to reach. No other than the Honorable Commissioner for Labor and Employment, Enugu State, Honorable Chika, Pharmacist Chika Ugoke, please. You have the floor.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, here represented by my colleague, good friend, Mrs. Adora Chukwu, the very Reverend Monsignor Professor Obiora Ike, the Honorable Minister for Housing, Architects Bangewa, Professor Bath Nnaji, former Minister for Power, Professor Chinedu Nebo, the former Vice Chancellor of my alma mater, Professor Edith Wosu, the former Deputy Governor of Enugu State, Her Excellency Mrs. Ezilo, and so many other people here, too numerous to mention. Please accept my recognition of your presence. But before concluding the protocol, let me specially recognize Reverend Dr. and Evangelist Mrs. Ugo Chime, the brains behind the session we are here to participate in today. In the past 12 months that I have been in Enugu in the public service, under His Excellency, Dr. Ndubisi Mba, an epitome of service delivery, I've had cause to visit Amadeo Center for more than 20 times, coming for different activities. But what makes this center most inspiring to me is the fact that behind every initiative coming from Amadeo, what I see consistently is human developmental value. And I want to seize this opportunity of a goodwill message to express my appreciation to this great family that has given birth to the Amadeo initiative, and of which the Amadeo Business Summit is just one of those. What is most significant is the theme that you have chosen for this year's program: service delivery. It is very important, especially in our country of today. We seem to be a country that places no value on service delivery. And that is why I found it very inspiring that you have picked this theme. And my hope is that by the time we are done with this summit today, we all shall be going home enriched with the conviction that good service delivery is the most important thing that we need in our society today to attain greatness as a country and as a state. Good service delivery entrenches good governance, sustains functional society. But most importantly, for those of us who have traveled outside Nigeria and experienced good service delivery, we know that one of the most important outcomes of good service delivery is the way it makes us feel as humans. I want to thank this great family and all those that have gathered here today to speak to us for this opportunity. According to the words of Mayor Angelo, people may forget what you said to them. People may even forget what you did to them, but they will never forget how you made them feel. That is what good service delivery also does to humanity. And I am convinced by the time we are done participating in this summit today, that we will all be walking out of this place prepared and more convinced about the roles we have to play individually to make humanity feel better, to make the world feel better by delivering good service in our individual and collective capacities. Once again, thank you so much, Reverend Ugochime and the wife, and everyone who is contributing in one way or the other to entrench the culture of good service delivery in our nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner, for that goodwill message. Just as we go on, let's recognize the Controller of Federal Ministry of Housing, Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Mrs. Chinwe Ezilo. Please put your hands together for her. We also have the Commissioner for Justice, Enugu State, being represented by Prince Ekenewa Njoko. Please, under hand of applause. The next person that will come up for a goodwill message is no other than the National President of Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, Prince Akintoye Adeoye, who is ably represented by Mrs. Adenike Ajala. Oh, sorry. Sorry for the mix-up.
Thank you. I would like to stand on the existing protocol because of time, but be that as it may, I belong to a constituency, and that is housing, and our Honorable Minister is here. Honorable Minister, permission to deliver the message, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, and esteemed participants, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, council members, and members of our association, Real Estate Developers of Nigeria, it is with great pleasure that I extend my heartfelt congratulations and goodwill to Dr. Ugochukwu and Mrs. Chinelo Chime at the 3rd Amadeo Business Summit. I like the meaning of the word Amadeo, for the love of God. Thank you so much, sir. Expression of love of God is shown by loving humanity, and that is exactly what this event represents. The first edition was themed Dare to be Different. And participants at that conference have so much testimony, because when I was here for the second edition, that was last year, which was titled or themed Unveiling Your Inner Capacity, the people that participated at the first edition gave testimonies of how their lives have been transformed. The gathering today centered around the theme Transposition of Interest in Service Delivery. When you follow the pattern of the themes of this summit, you will know that there is inspiration behind it, and that is God Almighty. So, to the best of my knowledge, the theme is about aligning priorities for greater efficiency and impact by looking at the bigger pictures of inclusivity in wealth creation, transformation agenda, and commitment to our communities. This is a remarkable step towards addressing the evolving needs in service industries, and I'm confident this summit will inspire innovative solutions, meaningful discussions, and discovery of purpose. In the contemporary landscape of business and government, the phrase service delivery has become synonymous with customer satisfaction, organization efficiency, and sustainable growth. As economies evolve, so do customer expectations, necessitating a shift in how services are designed and delivered, are organized. The shift, often referred to as the transposition of interest, focuses on realigning the priorities of service providers with the ever-changing needs of their clients or consumers. The concept of transposition of interest in service delivery refers to a shift in focus from the provider's objectives to the recipient's needs. In our association, Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, we've started creating advocacy around the theme of today, transposition of interest in service delivery. The real estate sector has also embraced the transposition of interest by shifting from merely selling properties to creating living experiences. Developers now focus on building communities with amenities that cater to residents' needs, such as smart homes, green spaces, co-working areas, and providing recreational facilities. Real estate agents, now realtors, are also adopting data-driven opportunities and approaches to understand buyer preferences and provide personalized property recommendations, embracing blockchain, algorithms, and all data-related instruments. So, in alignment with global trends in our association, we are now shifting towards empowering our customers. And we constantly now adapt to meet new expectations. Transposing interest keeps organizations at the forefront of these trends by ensuring they remain responsive to changes in customer behavior, technological advancements, and regulatory requirements. So it is the season to be more customer-centric and develop the culture of retaining your customers so that they will come back again. So implementing a transposition of interest requires a fundamental shift in organization culture.
Thank you, sir. The National President of REDAN. Next.
My name is Ubon Kings.
I am Marvelous Akwamaga.
I am Chioma Akbala.
My name is Ifunaya Ndule, but I'm living in market speaking.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending, and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV Official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining, gossip, and stories from social. It's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests. And yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, the show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent person.
What are
your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Hey ladies, join us on Gyno Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did single.
For real.
You're not a backup singer.
Absolutely.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV Official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owner, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
An incompetent means an incompetent person.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Hey ladies, join us on Gyno Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did single.
For real.
You're not a backup singer.
Absolutely.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV Official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Time check is 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owner, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
An incompetent means an incompetent person.
What are your thoughts?
To streamline processes, improve communication, and enhance learning experiences for our children. The smart school systems facilitate data-driven decision-making by providing teachers and administrators with real-time insights into student performance, learning patterns, and other key metrics used to support student success effectively. In lands and urban development, the integration of the Geographic Information Systems Technology, the GIS technology, foster transparency in land management. In the healthcare sector, the state government is providing digital solutions that will increase people's access to healthcare services, improve outcomes, and reduce inequalities. The digital solutions will manage care standards for diseases, provide health information systems for our people, including master patient index, electronic referrals, appointment bookings, and secure record access. In the investment space, the state government has strengthened government institutions and streamlined administrative processes in order to create and enhance the ease of doing business in Enugu State. In other sectors such as agriculture, the state government has deployed data-driven tools to provide inputs and support farmers across the state. These initiatives to this administration. Therefore, this is a call to action for business leaders, entrepreneurs, and the relevant key stakeholders to work together with the state government on this transformative journey. Together, we can unlock the full potential of our state, eradicate poverty, and build a brighter future for generations to come. And on this note, I would like to officially declare the summit open. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, Amadeo Business. 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 Thank you,
My name is Ubon Kings.
I am Marvelous Afamaga.
I am Chioma Akbala.
My name is Ifulaya Ndule, but I'm living in market speaking.
An engineer, innovator, and led in the energy sector.
He is the founder and CEO of Geometric Power, a pioneering indigenous energy company focused on providing sustainable power solutions to meet Nigeria's growing energy needs. Under his leadership, Geometric Power spearheaded the development of the Aba Integrated Power Project, the first privately funded power project in Nigeria, marking a significant milestone in the country's energy sector. Professor Nnaji's illustrious career spans from academia and public service. He has held several prominent roles, most notably as Nigeria's Minister of Power from 2011 to 2012, where he introduced key reforms aimed at modernizing the country's power infrastructure and reducing energy deficits. His tenure was instrumental in the privatization of Nigeria's power sector, which laid the groundwork for increased private sector participation and improved power generation capabilities. An expert in robotics and automation, Professor Nnaji has an academic background rooted in cutting-edge technology. He earned his PhD in mechanical and industrial engineering from Virginia Tech and has taught at prestigious institutions, including the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and the University of Pittsburgh, where he was a professor of mechanical engineering and led the Robotics and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory. In recognition of his contributions to engineering and national development, Professor Nnaji has received numerous awards, including being named one of Time magazine's Heroes of the Environment. He is a fellow of several professional bodies and remains an advocate for sustainable energy, technological innovation, and the development of Africa's industrial capabilities. Professor Nnaji continues to influence policy, business, and education through his involvement in various international organizations, as well as his dedication to empowering Nigeria's energy landscape. Please join me in standing ovation as we enthusiastically welcome Nnaji.
With a rousing ovation, let's welcome to the podium for the keynote speak, Professor Beth Nnaji.
Please sit down. Thank you. His Excellency, the Governor of our beautiful state, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Trade, Honorable Adora Jime. Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, the founders of Amadeo Business Summit, and this Amadeo system that we have here, the Governor, Barrister Mrs. Ezilo, Professor Monsignor Obiora Ike, the only Monsignor that reigns all over the world. I salute you. Honorable senior members of Enugu State Government, Your Royal Highness Igwe Onwara, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to first thank founding this as a way for us to think and talk to one another about business. So I thank you very much, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for inviting me. As you said when you were doing the introduction, I did make all kinds of adjustments to ensure that I am here. It wasn't easy, but once it's you, and you can be sure that I will do all I can to make it, and here we are. We need meetings like this regularly, and not in our dear, and not only in our dear Enugu State or the Southeast, but throughout the Nigerian Federation. Meetings like this one catalyze progress. Nigeria is in desperate need of progress. The lack of progress accounts for the unprecedented exodus of talented men and women from our country. It is dispiriting to see the extent even medical professors go to leave Nigeria in the phenomenon called JAPA, which the compares have talked about here, and various people have talked about. JAPA is more than the familiar phenomenon of brain drain. We used to know about brain drain, that is Nigerians going to other places to plant their knowledge. But this is more than that. JAPA is a Yoruba word that reveals a desperation to flee at all costs. You have to go. Have to leave. So the JAPA phenomenon touches on survival. A few decades ago, highly accomplished Nigerians leaving the country were going to the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Ireland, and the Middle East. But now, JAPA means we can go to South Africa, that's a good one. We go to Kenya, we go to Burundi, we go to even Benin Republic. And it's all part of living. Some go to Mali. May the Almighty help us to overcome our challenges and reverse the trend. I like the fact that the objectives of this annual summit include promoting interactions and social networking among participants. Many people don't seem to be aware of the immense value of interactions. For instance, Steve Jobs, co-founder and chairman of Apple then, famously said that a great idea can come to you when you run into someone anywhere and start a brief conversation with him or her. The encounter can give rise to an idea or what is known as creativity. When you implement the idea successfully, it becomes innovation. This innovation can turn a startup into a billion-dollar business over time. The value of social networking is so well known that it doesn't require repeating here. The Chinese value social networking so much that Global Business associates Guanche with business interactions in China. According to Wikipedia, Guanche refers to having personal trust and strong relationship with someone and it can involve moral obligations and exchange of favors. It can involve personal connections, such as frequent, genuine interactions to create social relationships, which can include attending dinners, banquets, and other social gatherings to fortify one's network. It means consistency and depth to create long-term relationships rather than short-term acquaintances. The Guanchi approach works, unfortunately, in an insular society, but it does not allow others to promote, to engage, to allow, to penetrate, engage in joint venture development, which is what the sort of gathering of this nature is about. Business development can require that you meet, you decide you want to meet someone or some group, and you go and have a meeting. You won't have time to develop the sort of Guanchi relationship, and that's why it is so highly criticized. For China, it would have been working, but once China began to out to the world, it was no longer a working arrangement. For this reason, I thank the summit organizers for enabling us to interact amongst ourselves and expand our social networks. It is thoughtful and far-sighted of them that they have brought Mr. Hakim Ogunran, the founder and chief executive officer of Eximia Realty from the Southwest to participate in this year's summit. Mr. Ogunran, also Mercury Nominees Investment Limited CEO, I understand is keynote speaker on the third day of this summit. This is what we are talking about, so that we are not operating in an insular manner. And we're saying, for example, all the participants of this summit should be Enugu State people. Well, I guess that I was asked to speak here on business enhancement because Geometric Power developed and built the Aba Integrated Power Project, which you saw being shown, the power plant itself anyway, which includes 188 megawatt power plant that generates and supplies electricity to all categories of customers within the Aba ring-fenced area through an embedded power distribution company known as APL Electric, which is popularly known as Aba Power. Aba Power is Nigeria's 12th electricity distribution company. As you may be aware, we are Nigeria's foremost indigenous integrated power company, a model in which the power plant is embedded within the distribution company, the DISCO. The Aba Integrated Power Project, which is designed to generate and supply reliable electricity to 9 of the 17 local governments in Abia State, has been completed and commissioned. The supply area spans about 4,000 square kilometers with a population of over 3 million people. As we probably know, Aba is the hub of industrial ingenuity of the Southeast region and perhaps Sub-Saharan Africa. This is why the area is called the African Tiger, and some call it the Taiwan of Africa. The project was started 20 years ago to enhance business in Aba and the surrounding communities. I will definitely not bore you with why it took 20 years to realize. That's a story for another day. It began in response to a request jointly made in March of 2004 by the then World Bank President, James Wolfenson, and the then Nigeria's Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, on the need to fill in the most serious infrastructural gap in the area. Mr. Wolfenson and Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala visited Aba and spoke to several small, medium, and large manufacturers in the Aba known for indigenous technology on their greatest need. Industrialists spoke as one. They all spoke same thing, stating that erratic power supply was the biggest impediment to their growth. Most said that they could produce goods all day with multiple shifts if they could have reliable electricity. As a sustainable solution to their request, Mr. Wolfenson and Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala requested that my company, Geometric Power, replicate a similar solution that had been done in Abuja by building a 50 megawatt gas-fired plant in Aba or around it for the industries, given that Abia State is one of the oil and gas producing states, and Shell Development Company, Petroleum Development Company, SPDC, has its gas processing facility in Owaza, in Okwa West of Abia State. This was when the federal government was enjoying a monopoly in the electric power sector. Some of you may ask, why did the World Bank President and the Minister of Finance turn to me for this unprecedented project by the private sector rather than a well-established foreign firm? Well, the reason is that in 2000, I had led 2 Nigerian engineers to build a 22 megawatt Abuja emergency power plant. The plant provided electricity to Nigerian National Petroleum headquarters, the Central Bank, the Federal Secretariat, the State House, that's the villa, and generally the Abuja Central Business District. For over 2.5 years, we operated in the emergency power project. The power plant, we successfully supplied reliable and quality electricity 24/7. In other words, we enhanced business in Abuja back as 23 years ago. Yes. Thank you. As I have already stated, we went to Aba to enhance business and economic growth. However, somewhere along the line, as we developed the project, we decided to enhance not just businesses, but also the life of everyday people in the area. So they had asked us to build a power plant to support business, the industries. So we moved from that, just that. We came to the conclusion in discussing with the then Minister of Power that it would be unfair to the residents of Aba to remain in darkness while only industries enjoy 24/7 power reliability. Therefore, instead of supplying power exclusively to industrialists as was planned initially, we decided to increase our capacity from 50 megawatts to the present 188 megawatt capacity and spread the benefits of constant quality and affordable power supply to all and sundry in the Aba metropolis as well as in neighboring local governments. Thank you. This led to the expansion of the distribution arm of the Aba Integrated Power Project. All this was at, I would say, huge cost to us and our partners. If profit, and I remember Reverend Ugochime was talking about this, the motivation for this setup not being about profit making. Yes, profit making is, of course, part of business, but really touching the lives of people. So if profit was the driving force, we would have restricted ourselves to electricity generation and supply to manufacturing firms only who could afford it and were willing to pay for it reliably. Because that's what a lot of companies do. This now reminds me, of course, of some comments I hear now and then, such as, if the power project had been located at industrial areas of Lagos, such as Ikeja, Ilupeju, or Agbara in Ogun State, would we have experienced 20 years delay had in setting up the project in Aba? The answer, I think you can answer that very well. I am also told that we would have long recouped our investment and made a handsome profit had we located the project in those areas. Well, this is a good observation, and they may be right. However, everything is not about profit. Geometric power is not just about that. Geometric power established the Aba Integrated Power Project for a strategic reason, to help spread rapid development in Aba and different parts of our country, where Aba manufacturers source their raw materials. For example, Aba is very well known for leather products, belts, shoes, etc. But the actual leather comes from the north. And in the past, these things used to come by train and so on. But it is critical that we rejuvenate the interconnectedness of businesses in our nation. And of course, their finished products come that way. Fast nation development would result in national peace and stability, of which reliable electricity, interconnected business development would work. We know a business is no charity, as we all know. However, we believe that a good business must have a soul. Good business must have a soul. A business that is concerned with only maximizing shareholder value or pursuing maximum profit at all costs will end up creating a social disharmony which could consume it in the long run. Even as early as 18th century, the Scottish economist and philosopher Adam Smith recognized that business interests must coincide with the larger societal interests. As he famously observes, the farmer who makes food available, the baker who makes wheat available, and the butcher who gives us meat are driven by what he called the profit motive. But to make a profit for themselves, they invariably contribute to social progress by giving society what it needs to be happy, and stable food and meat. Even among businessmen and women, and economic thinkers, there is now a growing campaign to de-emphasize profit by businesses. Instead, stockholder capitalism. Instead of stockholder capitalism, we now hear of stakeholder capitalism. The stakeholders in a business are no longer just the stockholders or those who invested money in it, but also organizational members, the host community, the suppliers, the distributors, the customers, the government, where the business is established, and so on. One of those at the forefront of this campaign is Klaus Schwab, the German engineer, economist, and founder of the World Economic Forum, which has been meeting in Davos, Switzerland, every January since 1971, when it was born. The meeting is attended by numerous world leaders. We know about it. Our own people, leaders, business leaders do attend. Business executives, scholars, NGOs. The title of his latest book says it all. Stakeholder Capitalism, a global economy that works for progress, people, and planet. If Schwab had written his book in Igbo, he probably would have entitled it Onyaga na Nwanne, which is what the founder of this summit mentioned in his speech earlier. Onyaga na Nwanne. Africans have always acknowledged that you must be your brother's keeper. For instance, Ubuntu is a South African word that means I am, because we are. It is a philosophy about justice, compassion, harmonious existence, and solidarity. Ubuntu is about the interconnectedness of all humanity and the moral debt we owe each other. This philosophy has now caught the global imagination, including business community. Businesses must care about the common good, not just profits. That's why corporate social responsibility is a critically important topic in the world today. Unfortunately, most people in our nation, including management scholars, have a limited understanding of CSR, corporate social responsibility. They think it is all about philanthropy. Giving back to society is important, but it is only one of the CSR components, not the only one. Yet, CSR is part of capturing the stakeholder interests in a business. For example, CSR is also about environmental protection. Scientists believe that our climate is changing more rapidly than many appear to know as today. For example, the loss of much of Lake Chad in the last few years about the environment. Every socially responsible organization must demonstrate commitment to the environment. And its protection, which has now become an existential issue. Every socially responsible organization must be ethical. And I am very happy that the guru of ethics at the United Nations, the great Monsignor Professor Obi Oraikin, is here. His program at the United Nations is all about ethics. All its claims must be factual. That's every business must deal with facts, not forged or exaggerated to deceive the public. It must also not be seen as benefiting from any unethical conduct. A multinational like Nestle of Switzerland in Côte d'Ivoire by underage children. There is a new law in the United Kingdom driven by provenance and the ownership principle that seeks to ensure that no person benefits from slave labor, as it is commonly called. A company director can go to jail for what may be considered a minor infraction of that nature by him or her firm. Every socially responsible organization must be committed to inclusion and diversity. That is why Southwest Airlines in the United States has just announced a new program that will make half of its workforce come from minorities, with half of the new hires being women. At Geometric Power, we are quite committed to this principle. About half of our top management staff are women. Thank you. There are 3 companies that make up ABBA Integrated Project. One of the managing director of one of those 3 firms is a woman. There are women at all ranks, directors, principal managers, senior managers, etc. Geometric Power's ABBA Integrated Power Project has more than 700 direct employees and many thousands of indirect employees. Since taking over the disco in ABBA, we have done a lot to improve employee comfort and satisfaction. We met employees in a dispirited mood. We improved employee salary by, in some cases, doubling, in some tripling, and even in some quadrupling salaries, depending on the employee competence and performance. And it has helped a lot in the comfort of the employees in our company. And far from having a glass ceiling for its workforce, every socially responsible organization must score high on employee satisfaction. It must assist its staff members to rise on the professional ladder and realize their goals and ambitions. It must also treat its members with respect, including speaking to them with courtesy and dignity. Very important. You can't say because you're so high up, therefore when you see a cleaner, you speak to the cleaner in a way so condescending. Every competitive organization enjoys the confidence and trust of not just the external public, but also that of its members. The workers constitute, therefore, a stakeholder group in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, every organization on a strategic vision, it is a socially responsible organization and is driven by modern values. These values, interestingly, are compatible with making decent margins as a business. It has been a pleasure to speak to you at this 2024 Amadeo Business Summit. I thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, sir. Please, can we give him another round of applause? want to say thank you for your impact and your role to the Nigerian power sector. Your distinguished guests, you may have your seat. Up next.
We are live right now at the Amadeo Event Center, and we are actually at the summit, and there's been a plethora of activities starting from the opening prayers. Then we moved on to some speeches, and of course we had the representatives of the executive governor of Enugu State, who actually took out the time to deliver the governor's speech. I'm talking about the Honorable Adora Chukwu, who took out the time to deliver the governor's speech. And after that, of course, we just listened to Professor Bart Naji. We also just listened to Professor Bart Naji, who is the CEO and founder of Geometric Power Limited. And quite a number of other things are already happening here. But truth of the matter is, events of this magnitude are things that put Enugu on the map. And good point is, it's a business activity. So we will be following up on these things as they unfold eventually. For the time being, we'll take a short break and join up with the news text to bring you the news. And right in between, we'll come back here and keep you updated as to everything happening here. My name is Ubon Kings. Stay tuned.
Introducing Obuzo.
Afia TV's early Christmas gift to businesses in Southeast Nigeria. With Obuzo, Afia TV is empowering local entrepreneurs with 1 billion naira advertising grant, helping you reach a global audience on DSTV, GoTV, and Afia Radio. For more information, visit www.afiatv.net/Obuzo or visit the SME Center in your state.
Obuzo, catalyzing economic growth in Southeast Nigeria.